What is up, guys? Jake here with the next Vainglory video, and it is another tournament match. We are down to the semifinals. This little series right here between these two teams is going to determine who's going to go to the finals against our boy here, Whistle. Whistle, what's going on, man?
Hello, one high brave.
Listen, this is a big one. This is going to be an interesting match here. Tell us about the bands and the picks here and what you think about it just going into the match.
Well, you should start off with like a bump bump. The champ is here. The champ is here. Because either one of these boys, they're gonna have to face me in the finals, and they're in for a matchup. But we got some good bands here. We got a Ringo band for Peaceful. We got a Sky band for Braden, and it looks like Braden's got the best of them early though. Braden's team went Celeste, and then Wayne with Joule, and Machetius with Catherine, and Peaceful playing some Lane Glaive. He did that earlier. Dingus with some Ardan, and Only Hope with some Koshka. So early game, I know you're going to ask it. Early game, normally say Glaive Koshka, but Braden Celeste versus Elaine Glaive. That's just not a good matchup. Good matchup
Yeah.
for them.
Yeah, Braden, that was sort of his main for a long, long time. He's a very good Celeste player, so I kind of agree. It's going to be a tough matchup for Peaceful early on. We'll see how it goes, though. I'm focused on the lane up here, so they're already going to get into it, and I'm sure Braden is going to really try to make him have a hard time here getting any last hits.
Yeah, I would expect to see Braden be very aggressive right off the bat here. Glaive short range melee, but Glaive does have some range, especially when he gets that shot off. He's got that 4 meter range versus the last 6 until
Hmm.
he gets to level 8. Then he has that 8 meter range. But right off the bat, it looks like they're going at it. Braden is being a little aggressive, but Peaceful's playing pretty smart here and getting about the same that Braden's getting. So they're both about half life, a little bit under. But it's gonna prove some difficulty. I played a lane glaive in the match previous, and my thing was is to get my CS and then go back down the shop. Get my CS, go back down the shop. Make sure I
Hmm.
was there with my other team to do a 3v2 or an evade, whatever I could do. And then there it is, the first kill. Braden taking out Glaive, level 2. I mean, it's tough. Laying Glaive against the
Yep.
Celeste is really tough.
Yeah, we actually missed a little skirmish in the jungle there. I didn't even see, but Catherine Machetius actually went down. I guess Koshka and Arden doing a little bit of pushing down there as well. So we missed that, but yeah, I agree. I think that it's just going to be that. But honestly, I was impressed. Peaceful did a good job right there with Glaive. He did get a CS. He's 7-7 really. So and he's back in the lane first. So honestly, as far as CS and all that, I was impressed. I think he held his own there.
Yeah, it's the thing about Glaive in the lane is he takes minions down so fast, even
Mm.
early game. And that's kind of the beauty of it. You can take your CS and then you can get out and go do something. But when you got Celeste in the lane, you have to be careful. If you stick around too long, you're gonna end up killed, and you're gonna end up dead back at the house. And that's what happened to him.
Yep.
She has that, and on a glaive she has that poke early game. You get
Yep.
to level
Definitely.
8, that's gonna come into real play.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. As soon as she maxes out that A ability, it's just going to get worse. I mean, I cannot stand going against the Celeste once she gets that. It seems like she can just barely be in sight and can still drop that A ability on you. It's pretty annoying, to say the least.
Right, and we have a sub in here, Brand the Builder, who was on team was unable to play, so they subbed in Machetius, their support player here. And I think that's what it's going to come down to. Dingus has been playing a lot of Arden lately, and Dingus is methodical about his builds and methodical about his play style. So it's exciting to see what Dingus can do with this Arden versus Machetius, who's known for his support and he's
Right,
known for his Arden support.
right.
He's playing Catherine, he's known for that. So it's going to be interesting. Then they're coming down the jungle on a 2v3 here, blue team versus red team. It
Yeah,
looked like they
Peaceful
got the
rotated
kill
down,
on
but
Koshka.
Braden was down first. Ooh, they got a nice punt there onto Braden. Might go down here if they can get it. Nice stun. Nope. Wamey comes in, puts the stun on, and then saves Braden's life right there. So really, really nice play.
Yeah, it's typical Braid there, using his boots, whatever he can to get out of the fight so he can stay alive.
Yep, yep. They're going for the backs right here. I think they're going to get them. I think they got both of those backs actually. Probably going to pay for it with their life, but still, that's pretty big early game. When you get those backs, even if you die, it can be definitely be worth it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, level as low level as they are, those backs are worth 150 gold as soon as they spawn. So, and the experience they get, I don't, it's never worth your life, I don't think, even at early levels. But if you can keep that other team from farming, that's always a good thing.
Right.
Especially
Yep.
Koshka,
Yeah,
especially
I'm about to
Koshka.
say
She's such a
Koshka especially.
powerhouse.
She's so strong. You cannot let her start to get that build ahead of you because she's strong without it. So you've got to be careful there.
Thing and the builds, the builds are about right too. Only Hope's got a tier 2 crystal bit and looks like a chronograph and then a crystal bit. So she's going kind of heavy crystal power right at first. So she only hopes is doing a lot of damage as it is.
Well, are you noticing anything outside of the ordinary on any of these builds? I'm looking at them. Seems pretty standard stuff to me right now. I don't see anybody doing anything too crazy.
No, Braden's got working his way towards Frostburn. That early damage on Celeste is pretty good, and he's level 6 before anybody, which is good. Even though Peaceful's beating him in the CS, he's managed to get him in levels, and looks like Peaceful gets caught in the gank right there.
Yeah, and I think he punted back Braden, but he punted him to nobody. There was his team wasn't there, and the blue team was, so it really put him in a bad position and got the easy kill right there.
And that's what happens. Early game, this is going to be real tough for line being Glaive in the lane. And if they can get to late game, I think they'll have the advantage. Late game Glaive is pretty wicked,
Hmm.
and with Koshka being able to lock down a Celeste like she can, I think they'll have a your time. But they got to get there first. You're going to
Right.
have to get those 3, 4 inline items to get there. So it's going
Well,
to be
the
interesting to see if
first
they're even going
objective
to allow
being
them.
taken by the blue team was pretty big because they were pretty much dead even. I mean, like to the gold penny, dead even until that gold mine went down, and now they've got about a 500 gold lead, which is not much, but still, it's the first objective taken. It could just change the momentum of the game.
Yeah, especially if they hold it. If they get that
Hmm.
second payout or that third payout, you're looking at 1,000, 1,200 to a 2,400 gold lead. It's quite that's an inline item. That's a tension bow.
Exactly,
So
exactly. All right, we're out there
the
for
the
Frost, or excuse me, Aftershock picked up by Koshka already. I think that is the first, unless I've missed one. I believe that's the first inline item we've gotten right there. So Koshka out front, probably going to help in any type of team fight that breaks out here. She'll have that Aftershock.
and then blue team rotated down to protect their gold mine. It looked like red team was trying to push there on a 2v2, but Braden rotated down nicely and kept them from it. Red team's still kind of lingering around to see what they can do. This is one of those times where, like, if you see Mock is playing a support character, he's just hanging out in that tri bush, making sure that they don't push that gold mine. Because if they do go to backs and you're hanging out at tri bush, you can burn that gold mine quick enough that there's just nothing that the other team could do about it.
Yeah, I've had that happen to me lots of times. You just turn around for a second, and all of a sudden you're like, "What? I didn't even know they was on gold mine, and it's gone." So they really wanted to protect that there, even though it wasn't close to a payout. It's like you said, they want to hold on to that. That 1,200 gold, if they get the payout, is big, and they know any little thing in a close match like this can really have that butterfly snowball effect throughout the entire match.
Yeah, I mean these teams have gone through some teams. Braden played day
Hmm.
one, and peaceful Dingus, and Only Hope had a bye week, but it looks like they're fighting in their own tri bush there. 3v3. Koshka's real low. Koshka's
Mm.
probably out right there.
Yep.
Got a 2v3 now. He was doing a lot of work there on Braden, but he looks like he's focused on Celeste, and I'm not sure that's the play right there. I mean, they may get him in the end here. They do get him, but now they're down
Yeah.
to
Yeah. Now it's going to
2v1 and
be.
probably going to get aced.
Well, no, this, the
Looks like that.
Koshka's up. Yeah, so they saved the ace there, but everybody does go down. 1 for 3 trade, so not a good trade for the red team at all. But Koshka is up to prevent the ace.
And that's something you gotta learn. When you want to focus a player, which is what you're trying to do, your focus is Celeste or a Ringo or whatever carries on the ballpark. Want to focus them down, but if they get out of position, they're out of position. So
Hmm.
it's time to kind of adapt. Mid fight and focus on what you can. And Peaceful looked like he had eyeballs on Braden there, and he chased after, and they ended up getting the kill, Braden, but it cost them two deaths for one.
Yep.
Not always, not always the way to do it.
Yeah, looks like we could have a play on the gold mine here. They do want it badly, you can tell, but the blue team is rotated down to try to protect it. Candy just bought and a fountain on the blue team, so they are ready right there. Candy it up. They are not going to let this gold mine payout go to the red team. Very smart. Nothing else matters as much as that right now. Again, that's the only objective that's even close to being in play right now. So them candying that and just hanging out in this tri bush, they pretty much know they're not going to lose that payout.
Right? How do you say, is it Wamey or Wymey? Do you know how
Whammy.
to pronounce it there? Wamey,
Whammy.
Wamey.
Yep.
All right. Make sure I get it
Yep.
wrong there.
Yeah, he corrected this Whammy. Right here, they are going to try to make a play here. They're going to try to fight. Whammy misses with a stun. Right there comes a lot of damage on Peaceful. Ooh, big red button right in Peaceful's face. He is so low. He goes down right there. Perfect. Here comes that Ardan in the gauntlet. Oh, ultimate by Braden. Puts Ardan right at death's doorstep. Whammy's going for it. He's going to try to get it right there with the Thunder Strike. He got it. The ace. Wow.
Oh man, that was a hell of a fight right there. That was a
Yes,
hell
it
of a fight because
was.
Peaceful played that just perfect with the afterburn right through that gauntlet. Had Braden stunned, took him out. But you can't forget about Joule. Joule does a lot of damage. She's already
Yeah.
got a Sorrow Blade. She's got a tier 2 defense on Koshka. It's there's little they can do there. Once Glaive went down, there wasn't much they could do.
Yeah, getting the payout and that turret for that right there. You got to give blue team the advantage right now. They're sitting on a lot of gold. As soon as they get to the store and buy, you're going to see some more inline items come in. They're going to take a little bit of their jungle, just the number 3 in their fronts, which is smart. Get that, get out, don't press it too far. Make the most of this great play that you just had. That big red button was money, just landed right in Peaceful's face.
Right? And I don't know if Peaceful's having he's just trying to I don't know if he's frantic in her now, but his build's a little awkward. He's got a tension bow with 6 ends. Barb is it a barb needle? And
Mm-hmm.
then a steel weapon. I know I guess he's looking to get to a serpent's mask. Not real. It's kind of curious for me. You see a lot of breaking points with glaives.
Yeah.
Attack speed is what you want. You need that breaking point. Once you get those stacks, and you get that attack speed, it's almost impossible to stop because he's so fast and he's putting out so much damage once you get those stacks from breaking point. So it may just be doing something to, you know, to weather the storm here. But as it is, it's snowballing on them. They lost the gold mine. They're 3,000 gold down. They're one turret down, and they have yet to win a team fight. So
Well, I'm surprised
getting
blue
kind
team
of
fell back right there. They had the advantage. They look at just the hero levels. 10, 11, 8 to 9, 8, 10, and the red team just leveled up. They had several levels on them, and they just sort of fell back. I think I would have stayed in their jungle. I would have forced the issue, forced them to engage in a fight. I caught a little bit of lag on that fight right there, but Koshka just gets deleted. Big red button misses on Ardan. They're going to go back up into the lane. Ardan, nice shot there by Braden. Might get the kill on Ardan if they can get to the ultimate right there. Boom, Ardan goes down.
oh,
Nice ultimate by Braden.
he's well known for those snipes with that C ability. Peaceful's left in the bag, and it doesn't look like he's going to be able to do much.
He's going to have to get out of there. He's going to be in big trouble. Yep, he goes down. This is going to
Yeah.
be another ace. Nope, Koshka's up. I'm sorry. Not an ace. Just barely avoided that with Koshka going up. And Joule stays in range of that turret too long and goes down there.
Yeah, and see here, we kind of saw a bit of a mistake there. Only hope jumping on Catherine, to do some
Mm-hmm.
damage and trying to clear those minions out for the turret. Even in that moment, I think I'm trying to focus Celeste there.
Yeah.
Celeste and Braden has no defense right now. Koshka, you could have put half life or less on her with those two abilities you just had.
Yep,
So that,
definitely.
I'm seeing a couple mistakes here from red team, and I don't know if it's nerves or just played or what, but it's tough. It's tough when you have a melee laner and then you have a ranged laner like Celeste. You're gonna fall behind in CS overall, but you got to make smart decisions, and you have to take the Celeste out, and that's what Koshka's job is to
Mm-hmm.
to stun her and take her out. And when she has no defense like that, you have to notice that. You have to take advantage of that. And
Yep.
if you can live long enough to take her out and have Glaive alive, you're going to win that 3v2. So hopefully
Yeah,
they can get back to
definitely.
that and focus it.
Definitely. Like I said, you can't sleep on Whammy on Joule, but there's no question that the major threat is from Celeste in this team comp. More damage, more tools to put damage on you quickly than Whammy has. So I agree. I think you got to come in with that ultimate on Koshka. You got to have Glaive right there handy to put some damage on, and just like they're doing right there up in the lane, put it down and take her out. And now they need to be pressing this action. That's a bad gauntlet there by Dingus. I guess he thought that Joule was going to continue on the fight. Wisely fell back and wasted a gauntlet there. But right here, you just got to press the action, take that gold mine. You got to just take advantage of that kill you just got. Wyoming goes down really quickly there. Machetes is going to try to use that gold mine to the best of her ability, but it goes down, and that is just going to actually give them more gold because the gold mine is candied there. You see the nice payout. Ooh, look at that ultimate from Braden right there in all of their face. Unbelievable. Wow. Very, very nice. We might have lost Whistle. I'm not sure. Whistle, if you can hear me, I cannot hear you right now. You see that Joule going with an infusion, Ardan buying a candy just in case they needed it. Probably not the quick right buy because we were at 15 minutes there. And the Kraken is up. But they did get that payout. A little bit of a turn right there. We'll see what they can do with it. Caught up a little bit on the gold. They're just down about 2,000 gold, which is not that big a deal right now. I mean, it's not good, but it's not bad either. So we'll see what they do with it. Just
Right,
jump in.
and
Go
yeah,
ahead. Yeah, I didn't know if you were back, Whistle. Go ahead.
yeah, you lost me on there. Reginald was acting crazy. As soon as he hears you, he goes nuts. But uh, yeah, and that's a testament too. When you're down, they were down about 4,000, 4,500, and they got a couple kills. They got the gold mine, and all of a sudden they're down 2,000. And the new patch allowed that to where if you were behind the gold lead, you would get a considerable amount of gold when you do get a kill.
Hmm.
Braden shut him down with that ultimate there on the gold mine. When you get a kill like the snipe from the steps from your doorsteps, it takes it out of you.
Hmm.
There's just not much you can do about it.
No.
And although we've caught up on levels here, we're at red team's actually surpassed them at 10, 11, 12, or 12, 11, 12, and blue team 12, 12, 10. It could be interesting now. Red team's finally caught up. They've got some inline items, and tools in their belt. Dingus has got a fountain. He's got storm guard. He's got a tier two. He's got a crucible. So he's got some inline items and some activatables, and they're only behind 2,000 gold, even though they're down 5 kills. So red team's got a good play here. They're into the late game. This is where they could shine. And this is all about teamwork and staying together and fighting the right fights.
Oh, another missed gauntlet,
Oh,
but Wymie jumps right into it. A lot of damage coming on to Only Hope right there. Koshka just absolutely gets deleted, but Ardan Joule goes down as well. Right there, ultimate by Braden. Here's the A ability. Oh my goodness, what's gonna happen here? Oh my goodness. Machetes is gonna get the kill. He's gonna get the ace. All you gotta do is get that stun off.
no,
8 seconds.
I don't think he's going to get a Dingus belt out just in time. He knew he couldn't beat that. Catherine is a 1v1. Catherine can 1v1 just about anybody in game if you have enough energy.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing about Arden is he develops that rage with it, and he's coming back into it. He sees that he knows that Machetes is low on energy. He can fight that now, even though he doesn't need to. When you got the two supports up and the two supports are fighting, something's going wrong.
Yeah,
There's something going wrong.
I think he just came
That
back
was a good play by
minion.
Dingus.
Yeah, it was. It was the right time to pull out. There's no question Machetes would have got the ace there if he'd have stayed and tried to fight. So definitely a smart play and a good team fight by the blue team there. I think the story of that one, Arden had missed the gauntlet and Whammy jumped right into it. So sort of forced the team into a fight that they didn't really want to do right there. But once he was in there, they had to go for it. Made the best of a bad situation and got a 2-for-2 trade.
Yeah, and with that, they put them within 1,000 gold. So they were at one point they were down almost 5,000. Now they're within 1,000, even though they're down on kills. That's a big
Well,
thing for red team.
and coming up on the 18-minute mark, I mean, really, we're about to be at the point to where it's just who messes up first, who makes the mistake, who gets aced at the wrong time, could determine the whole game. And right there, Braden just gets deleted by Glaive, and they have got a huge advantage right here. They're going to press the action. Chase goes down. If they get this ace, this could be it. I mean, they could get that Kraken. They could push for multiple turrets, but it looks like Whammy is going to get out with his life. If they're smart, they're going to go for the Kraken right here and get that first turret out of the way, and hopefully another one with it.
That was a great afterburn, but an even better ultimate from Only Hope and Koshka. Peaceful took Braden out of the equation, and Only Hope made sure she stayed out of it. Now they are taking advantage of it. They are got a couple turrets. It is a little early for the Kraken, even though it's 18 minutes. It's a little early in the game for the red team because they are behind. They just got 2 turrets out of that. Took the gold lead with about 1,500 advantage. They caught up on kills at 16-13, and the late game comp Glaive is really showing effect here because Glaive can eliminate Celeste out of the equation. And instead of having a gauntlet from Dingus, they had the ultimate from Koshka, and that's exactly what happened. And this is what can happen with Glaive if you're not careful, if you're not paying attention. Glaive's going to turn around. He's going to do so much damage on you so quick and so fast that you're not going to know what's going to happen. And then if you don't pay attention, his afterburn's going to take you out of the equation like it did Braden. Braden had maybe one helo in that entire fight there.
Whammy jumps into the gauntlet again. Machetes gets isolated. Probably would have been all right there. Ooh, look at that. Braden just gets deleted again by Peaceful Lion on Glaive there, and that shortly after Whammy goes down on Joule, and that they're probably going to get Machetes to get this ace right here.
Yep, Machetes had a great stun there. He did stun Koshka out of her ult and keeping her from locking down Digas for an extended period of time, but it didn't matter. They had too much damage at them. They had too much going on, and as a effect, they did get the ace, and now they're going to get their third turret here and tie
Yeah,
the kill lead, tie
yeah,
the
and they're
kills at
already working
16
on the
16.
Kraken. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's match. I mean, with this Kraken push right here, unless something crazy happens, there is no reason they won't push in. They've already got minions down there working on the turrets. There's no reason they can't push in here, take out these last 2 turrets, and finish the game.
Right, and here's the difference. If you've been watching any kind of Vainglory videos, this higher elo, once you get advanced, even if you're at the low casual end, if you're at the low tiers, infusions, infusions, infusions.
Yep,
Red team had 2 infusions versus team's 1 infusion,
yep.
and that makes all the difference in the world. Looking at a 60 plus DP or weapon power damage advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Looking at a what else does it have? It has a what's it called when you like a clockwork? Your abilities come back
Reuse,
faster.
reuse. Yeah,
Yeah, reuse. So infusions can make all the difference in these team fights, and it was obviously so in there. Red team had 2 versus blue team's 1. Wow, a great
yeah,
play by Only Hope.
yeah.
And
Just
that
got the.
gauntlet, Dingus lands a gauntlet. Only
Oh,
Hope
that's
locks
it.
down Braden.
Yeah, first turret's
Looks like this
down.
is going to be Gall game.
Yeah, that's the game. Ace right there for the red team. Unbelievable. It looked like the blue team had the advantage early on, but as you said, they just hung around, made some great plays, and really all it takes is a few great plays to turn it all around and get the win. And that's exactly what happened right there. Red team just stealing victory from the blue team's grasp.
Right, it looked like it was blue team's game to win, pretty much until the last 2 fights, and then red team came back, got a couple kills, got the gold they needed, got the inline items they needed, and then they went 3v3 twice, and they won twice, and they ended up getting the vein.
Yeah, really, really nice plays. Let's talk about the builds a little bit before we back out here. If you are still with us, Machete has something that sort of surprises me, and that's the Atlas Pauldron. Nobody had a tornado trigger on the red team. Excuse me. So what's the reasoning behind that?
A lot of times you see Atlas against Glaive. A lot of times Glaives have a breaking point, have a tornado trigger, or have some type of attack speed, and that's probably where you're going to. That's more of a textbook build than you see.
Mhm.
Um, but then again, you don't need a metal jacket as a support. You're not doing
True,
anything for your
true.
team,
Yeah,
so you need something. You need some defense, but you also need something to do support at Atlas for. It's not a bad call. It's a good item for Machetes to help slow them down because even if they don't have the attack speed, it's still going to slow them down 60%. So
I
it's not
think
a bad purchase.
I think that's a good point. I think I'd rather seen a Crucible there when you're going against an Ardan, but that's also very difficult to time. So I guess it's not too bad, honestly. Braden, pretty standard stuff. Frostburn, Broken Myth, Eve of Harvest.
Yeah, and again, going back to Machetes' build, a Crucible would have done well there, but I think he was smart enough to see that Braden had a reflex block. Wyme
Hmm.
also had an Aegis, so he had a
True.
reflex block. It was one of those things that a second one never hurts.
Right.
chronograph or a chronograph there at the end to try to help out his stun abilities. Braden doing the broken myth, Frostburn the Eve. That's a typical build. You think as he gets all that heal back from his ultimate and some other, his helos, all the crystal damage she does. He does that life steal.
Yeah, and you see he went for that
Um,
coat late. Obviously, when that when Peaceful started deleting him, he tried to grab some armor, but probably just a little bit too late.
right, and you have the typical Joule build. You have a Sorrow Blade, a monocle, then you have some attack speed ability. It helps out with his other the reuse time on his ability. So probably working towards that second monocle there. Just didn't have enough.
Yeah,
At 87 CS, you're a little low. And
yeah,
as it turns out, Peaceful out yes Braden in the lane there, 160 to 149.
yeah. And he obviously grabbed that tension bow early on, and then that sorrow blade, and then the monocle is really when he started putting out some nasty, nasty damage.
Right. He's sitting at that monocle. He's about was it 20% plus the tier 2 tier 1 percentage items he does as far as critical chance, critical hit, and that's where Glaive shines. He gets that 4 meter range on his hits. Got blood for blood
Hmm.
on his C ability when he has his stacks. And so when he has that range, he has his C ability up, he has his stacks. You're looking at 800 to 1,000 damage points coming out on one or two swings.
Yeah, he was nasty there towards the end, no doubt about it. Dingus, Warhorn, uh, a Crucible, and a Fountain. Normal stuff there, nothing really to talk about. And then Only Hope going with the Aftershock, the Broken Myth, the Fountain. So two Fountains on that team could have made a big difference in some of those team fights.
Right, and that's all Dingus needed. Dingus needed some more HPs. He needed some speed, and that Crucible Fountain was a great build from that Ardan because you have a triple stun comp here. So you got to have something to protect your team from those
Mm-hmm.
stuns. Great build by him. Only Hope coming in with a Broken Myth, an Aftershock, a Fountain. That's a typical Koshka build you see. Problem with Koshka, as everybody knows, is she falls off a little bit late game. But she has that C ability, and if she can
Mm-hmm.
lock down somebody, you can delete them, and that's exactly what they did because they stunned Celeste out of it, and then they locked her down, and there was nothing Braden could do.
Exactly, exactly. Even if that's all it is that, but that 2 second stun seems like forever. And if you've got someone like Peaceful beating on you with the kind of damage he was putting out, it's all you need's a few seconds, and you're out of the match. Which obviously that turns into a 2 versus 3, and then everything changes. So excellent builds, excellent play from everybody. Honestly, there was great plays on both sides. It was a very fun match to watch. This will be the one that we post today, and then guys, tomorrow I will actually be streaming the finals match. Whoever finishes out, this is the first match. There's two more, potentially two more matches, unless the red team wins again, and then it'll be them. If not, we'll see what happens in the third match. But tomorrow, sometime, I will tweet out. I'll try my best to give you guys as much notice as possible. It's hard getting these schedules worked out, but one of these two teams is going to be going against Braden, and I'm going to be streaming it live for you guys.
Well, one of these teams to be going against Whistle. This is what's going to
I'm
happen.
sorry, not I said Braden. Whistle this. I'm sorry. Yeah, yeah.
No, it's all right. It's all right. The way it stands, it's 1-0 right now. Peaceful's looking good. So we look forward to you streaming tomorrow, man. And thanks for having me on. I enjoy it every time.
All right, man. Appreciate it, guys. Hope you all enjoyed it. Until next time, Jake and Whistle doing our best to help you guys suck less.